Welcome to the course Design of Reinforced Concrete Structures. In this lecture, let us solve a problem on design of short columns subjected to axial compression and biaxial bending moments. So the question given here is design a short column of size 500 mm by 600 mm subjected to an axial load of 2000 kilonewtons, and the biaxial bending moments are also given here, which is MUX as 150 kilonewton meter and in the y direction, that is MUY as 120 kilonewton meter, and the grade of concrete is given as M20 and the grade of steel is given as Fe 4 and 5. So now first let us write down the given data. So what is the given data? The size of the column is given, which is 500 by 600 mm, and the axial load PU is given, which is 2000 kilonewtons, and the bending moments MUX is given, which is 150 kilonewton meter, and MUY in the bending moment in the y direction is given, which is 120 kilonewton meter. The grade of the concrete is given, FCK is 20 Newton per mm square, and the grade of steel is given Fy as 415 Newton per mm square. So this is the given data. So what we have to design the reinforcement, because the dimensions, that is the size of the column, is already given. So here what the reinforcement has to be designed, that is the longitudinal reinforcement as well as the lateral ties has to be designed here. So the step 1 here, what we have to do is, as this particular column, okay, it is subjected to the combined action of axial loads as well as the biaxial bending moments, as per clause 39.6 of IS 456-2000, for the design of such kind of columns, the equation which has to be used is MUX divided by MUX1 to the power of alpha n plus MUY divided by MUY1 to the power of alpha n should be less than or equal to 1.0, and where MUX and MUY are the bending moments due to the design load, and MUX1 and MUY1 are maximum uniaxial moments due to the load PU. So these are the bending moments due to the design load, and these are the maximum moments due to the load PU. Now what is alpha n? Alpha n is to be related to PU by PUZ. So PU is the axial load and PUZ can be calculated by using the equation PUZ is equal to 0.45 FCK into AC plus 0.75 Fy into AC. So this formula is also given in the code book, which is IS 456-2000 in the same clause. And based on the PUZ values, the alpha n values are going to vary. So how the alpha n values are going to vary are also mentioned in the same clause, which you can check in your IS 456-2000. So this is what the equations what we have to use when the column is to be designed for axial load as well as when it is subjected to biaxial bending moments. So first, what here, to solve this particular equation, we have the value of MUX, which is already given in the question. The MUY value is also given, but what are the unknowns here? The unknowns are being MUX1, MUY1 and alpha n. So this is what we have to calculate. So first let us calculate the MUX1 and the MUY1 values. So to do so, here let us assume the dia of bars to be provided as 20 mm. So here what I am providing 20 mm dia bars as a longitudinal reinforcement, and these 20 mm dia bars are provided on all the four sides of the column. So on all the four sides I am providing these 20 mm dia bars, and I am assuming an effective cover of 50 mm. That is, these bars are provided at an effective cover of 50 mm. That is what 50 mm here is D dash. D dash is 50 mm. So this is what I have assumed. So to provide the steel, what we have to do as an initial trial, let us assume P as 1.2%. So here what I am assuming a percentage of steel as 1.2% as an initial trial, and we have to check for this. If the value, if it is less than or equal to the 1, then the trial is okay and the design will be safe. If it is not satisfying this particular equation, then we have to go for other percentages of steel and we have to repeat the process. So as an initial trial here, let us assume the value of P, that is the percentage of steel, as 1.2% and move further for the procedure. So what we have assumed the effective cover D dash value as 50 mm, and as a first trial the percentage of steel P is assumed as 1.2%. Now what, as the design of columns which are subjected to axial load and biaxial bending is a bit complicated, so the designers has used the design charts which are given in SP 16 for the design of such kind of columns. So what, the design charts which are given in SP 16 has to be used for the design of this. So how the charts in SP 16 will be, which we have discussed in the previous lecture also. So the charts, there will be different charts for different D dash by D values and for the grade of the steel. On the x-axis you will have the MU by FCK BD square values. On the y-axis you will have the values for PU by FCK BD, and here you will have different curves for P by FCK values. So this is how we'll have the charts in the XP16. So based on these charts we have to design. So the charts will be different for different types of columns. For rectangular column you'll have different charts with different d dash by d values and grade of steel values. For circular columns also we'll have different charts. So we have to choose a suitable chart based on the design. And you have charts for the provision of the reinforcement also. If you are providing the reinforcement either in only one direction or if the reinforcement is provided in all the 4 directions also. So based on that also what you have to do, we have to choose the chart which is given in SP16. So here in the question what we have assumed that we are going to provide the reinforcement on all the 4 sides. So we have to take that particular charts, and the column what we are designing here is a rectangular column because the size of the column is given as 500 mm by 600 mm. So you have to choose the chart corresponding to rectangular column and the reinforcement which is provided on the 4 sides. And now what are the other parameters we have to know? Now we have to find out the d dash by d value, and the grade of steel is already mentioned in the question, which is Fe 415. So first what we have to do, we have to find out the d dash by d value. So that is d dash by d. So how much is d dash? D dash is 50, and how much is d? D here is 600 mm. So if you'll solve this, you'll get a value of 0.083. Now what for the d dash by d value of this one, you have to take the corresponding chart. So as d dash by d value of 0.08 is approximately, I'll take it as 0.1. So let us take the SP16 chart for a d dash by d value of 0.1 and the grade of steel being Fe 415. So now what? Here we already assumed the value of P, that is the percentage of steel. How much is the percentage of steel we have assumed? It is 1.2 divided by FCK. So this is what? This is the P by FCK. So from this what we can do? You have different values of P by FCK. For suppose this curve might be for the P by FCK value of 0.02 and this might be for 0.06. Like that we have different curves for different values of P by FCK. So first what we have to find out? We have to find out the P by FCK value. So P we have already as a first trial we have assumed as 1.2 divided by the FCK. FCK is nothing but the grade of the concrete, which is M20. So it will be 1.2 divided by 20. So if you solve this, you'll get a value of 0.06. So what in this particular chart you have to choose the curve which is having the P by FCK value as 0.06. So what are the other 2 parameters which you have to know here? One is Pu by FCK BD and the other one is Mu by FCK BD square. So first let us find out the Pu by FCK BD value. So Pu by FCK BD is equal to, how much is Pu given here in the question? It is 2000. It is in kilonewtons. I am converting it into newtons into 10 cube divided by FCK is 20. B is how much? It is 500 and D is how much? It is 600. So if you will solve this, you will get a value of 0.333. So this will be our Pu by FCK BD value. Okay. Now what is the unknown we have seen? We have known MUX and MUY. Here what you have to find out? You have to find out the MUX1. So let this be MUX1. So MUX1 divided by FCK BD square. So MUX1 divided by FCK B D square. So you already know the value of FCK, B and D is also known. Now we have to find out the MUX1. So how will find out the MUX1? So we have already known the value of PU by FCK BD square. It is how much? It is 0.33. So locate where this 0.33 is. For suppose here it is 0.1, and if somewhere here it is 0.2 and here it is 0.3. So 0.33 we have to locate, and what is the P by FCK value? It is 0.06. So the 0.06 curve, if somewhere over here if it is, then what we have to do, we have to extend this particular line onto this curve, and from this point it has to be extended downward. So here you will get the MUX1 by FCK BD square value. So in that particular chart you have to check, and based on that you will get this value. So if you will check chart 44 in SP 16. So the MUX1 by FCK BD square value, you will get it as 0.095. So from this what we can find out the MUX1. So MUX1 is 0.095 into FCK. FCK is how much? 20. Into B. How much is B? 500. Into D. How much is D? It is 600 whole square. So if you solve this, you will get a value of MUX1 as 342 kilonewton meter. Now we have calculated MUX1. In the similar way, we have to calculate the MUY1 also. So how will calculate MUY1? Now we have to again calculate the D dash by B value, because it is in the other direction, that is the Y direction. So here what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the D dash by B value. So how much is D dash? It is 50 divided by B is how much? 500. So what will be the value? The value will be 0.1. So for the D dash by B value of 0.1, here it will be B. Okay, for the grade of steel which is Fe 4 and 5, and the P by FCK value of 0.06 and PU by FCK BVD value of 0.33, what you have to do, you have to take the chart, and the chart will be the same chart which is chart 44 of SP 16. So from that chart, what in the similar way we have to calculate the MUY1 by FCK BD square. So what? MUY1 by FCK, here what it will be? It will be D into B square. Okay, so will be 0.095. So MUY1 will be equal to 0.095 into FCK is 20 into D is 600 and B will be 500. So 500 whole square. So if you will solve this, you will get a value of MUY1 is equal to 285 kilonewton meter. So now what we have calculated the values of MUX1 and MUY1. Now what? So to substitute in the formula, we have the MUX, MUY, MUX1 and MUY1 values, but the unknown there is alpha n. So now we have to find out the value of alpha n. So now what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the alpha n value. So this alpha n value is related to PU by PUZ value. So PU is value we have already known. Now what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the PUZ. So how will calculate the PUZ? PUZ is equal to 0.45 FCK into AC plus 0.75 into Fy into AC. So from this what we can do? We can calculate PUZ. So what? PUZ is equal to 0.45 into FCK is 20 into AC. Here we have to know the AC and the other unknown is AC. So first what we let us calculate the AC and ASC. So how we will calculate ASC? ASC we have taken it as 1.2% of the gross sectional area of the column, that is 1.2% of AG. So from this what we can do? We can calculate the ASC value. So how much will be the ASC? 1.2 into 500 into 600 will be our ASC. So how we can calculate AC? AC will be AG minus ASC. So AC is equal to, AG is the gross cross-sectional area of the column, which is 500 into 600 minus ASC. ASC is 1.2 into 500 into 600. So from this you will get the value of AC. So the value of AC is 296,400 and the value of AC is 3600. So these are the AC and AC values which we have to substitute here. So if you will substitute, PUZ will be 0.45 into 20 into AC is how much? 296,400 plus 0.75 into 4 on 5 into ASC is 3600. So 1.2% of AG na, so you have to do divided by 100. Okay. So from this you will get a value of PUZ as 3788 kilonewton. So this will be your PUZ. Now what we have to calculate? We have to calculate PU by PUZ. So how much is PU? PU is 2000 kilonewtons divided by PUZ is 3788 kilonewton. So if you will solve this, you will get a value of 0.53. So this will be your PU by PUZ value. Now what we have to calculate here? We have to calculate the alpha n value. So alpha n value depends upon the PU by PUZ value. Okay. If the PU by PUZ value is in between 0.2 to 0.8, then the alpha n values vary in between 1 to 2. That is the alpha n values, they linearly vary in between 1 to 2. Now what is the PU by PUZ value we got here? We got it as 0.53. So it is in between 0.2 to 0.8. So what? The alpha n value, it varies between 1 to 2. So now what we have to calculate it? For so 0.2, the alpha, this is the PU by PUZ value. For 0.2, the alpha n value will be 1, and for 0.8, the alpha n value will be 2. But here the value of PU by PUZ, we got it as 0.53. So for this what we have to calculate the alpha n value, and let this be A. So how we will do this? By doing linear interpolation. So by linear interpolating we can calculate this value. The linear interpolation we have previously discussed in the classes. So for this intermediate value, go for the linear interpolation and find it out the alpha n value for PU by PUZ of 0.53. So if you'll solve, so you'll get a value of alpha n as 1.55. So if you'll do interpolation, you'll get an alpha n value of 1.55. Now what we have solved the value of MUX, MUX1, MUY and MUY1, and the alpha n is also known. Now substitute all the values in the equation which is given in the IS 456 and find out whether the design what we have done is safe or not. Now these are the values what we have calculated. Substitute all the values in the equation. So what is the equation? It is MUX divided by MUX1 to the power of alpha n plus MUY divided by MUY1 to the power of alpha n should be less than or equal to 1. So what is the value of MUX? MUX here is 150 divided by MUX1 is how much? 342 to the power of 1.55 plus MUY is how much? 120 divided by MUY1 is 285 to the power of 1.55. If you calculate this value, you will get a value of 0.53 which is less than or equal to 1. Hence, design is safe. Hence the design is safe. So the percentage of reinforcement what we have assumed as a trail is okay. So now what we have to do, we have to provide the reinforcement, isn't or not? So we have already found it out. ASC, how much we got it as? 3600. So the dia of the bar also previously we have assumed it as 20 mm. So from this what we have to do, we have to find out the number of bars. So how we can calculate the number of bars? 3600 divided by area of one bar, which is pi d square by 4, and the diameter here is 20 mm. So from this you will get a number of bars as 11.45 bars. Approximately we can take 12 number of bars. So what? As longitudinal steel provide 12 number of bars, 20 mm dia. So the diameter being 20 mm and provide 12 number of bars. So the next one is what? We have to calculate the lateral ties. So how the lateral ties dimension can be calculated? The dimension of the lateral ties, okay, it should not be less than 1/4 of the dimensions what we have used for the longitudinal steel. So what is the diameter we have used there? It is 20. So this will be 5 mm, and in no case it should be less than 6 mm. So here let us provide 6 mm dia for lateral ties. And what is the next thing we have to find here? We have to find out the pitch of lateral ties. So the pitch of the lateral ties, it should not exceed, one is the least lateral dimension. And what is the least lateral dimension here? It is 500 mm. The other one is 16 times the dia of the bar, which is 20. So which will give you 320 mm. And third one is 300 mm. So out of these three we will consider 300 mm. So provide the lateral tie 6 mm dia at 300 mm center to center. So now what? Let us show the reinforcement details. The number of bars we have provided is how much? 12 number of bars. So we have provided 12 number of bars and the lateral ties. So these are 20 mm dia bars, that too 12 in number, and this is the lateral ties. The dia of the lateral tie is 6 mm at 300 mm center to center. So this is how we have to design for the a short column which is loaded axially as well as when you have the biaxial bending moments. Thank you.